Just one question here too. Who was the youngest Shaheed in Sikh history? What was his name? At least we got it right.
Baba Ajay Singh ji.
Baba Ajay Singh ji. He was 4 years old when his heart was cut out and literally stripped out of the body and put into Banda Singh Bahadur's, his father's mouth. And the whole purpose was trying to get him to give up Sikhism principles. We always project that to accept Islam. Wrong. To give up Sikhism principles. Because what he stood for was equality, socialism, what he stood for. I don't even want to certain times, socialism not in the terms of the communism, but socialism in terms of improving social structure. Sikhism gives you selectionism. Panj Pyare are selected. And just one last word before you wrap up. Panj Pyare, we have this beautiful concept. What happens today and what happened back then, we need to look at the difference. What happens in today is well, that's one of the atrocities. Equality was preached by Guru Nanak from 1400 onwards. To have Panj Pyare and the equality concepts combined together, so even Bibiyan, our Singhaniyan, our daughters and our sisters can participate in it. It's never been banned. It's clearly written in Sikh Code of Conduct and Rat Maryada. But that was my point. My point was, today, we're the ones who choose who are those Panj Pyare. So if I want to wear a chola and there's some sort of Nagar Kirtan or anything that's happening out there, if I offer my services, I go out there and say, I'm one of those Panj Pyare. Is that right? Wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. When Guruji selected Panj Pyare kinu pyare ni? Jede Guru nu pyare ni. And who were the ones who were pyare to the Guru, who became the Guru's beloved? The ones who offered themselves at the Guru's feet. They decided to give up everything that belonged in their head and said, nothing belongs to us, not even our own thoughts. We come and fall at your feet and we offer, including our life, to you, Guruji. And that's why they became the beloved to Guru. Taan Guru nu pyare lage si. What happens today? Just think about this concept. We're the ones claim कि असीं गुरु नूं प्यारे लगदे हां. गुरु सानू प्यार करे ना करे, पर असीं कहने गुरु दे प्यारे हैं. Despite those flaws in our character, and sometimes even against Sikhism, we claim ourselves to be Panj Pyare Guru. Absolutely. Even the ones who actually defy Guru's orders sometimes can claim, just because on a given occasion they are given a chola and a damala and they wear the Panj Kakara and they claim themselves to be Panj Pyare. It's a tragedy in Sikhism. It was the ones who were liked and loved by the Guru are the true Panj Pyare, and it's very difficult to find those five today. And that's why the Panth is being misguided in different directions. Like the controversy we have right now here, whether we're going to celebrate Dasam Pasha's birth anniversary, Gurpur, on 5th or the 11th. We're fighting over it. We need to, and this is what we expect of you, next generation that's coming up. We want you to understand these things. It may not seem very important to you at this stage, but eventually when you grow up and you have your own families, you will reflect back upon it, you will look at these things, and then somewhere in some of these words you will find some guidance. And that guidance will actually lead you back to the Guru, even if you were to go astray from this path. Exactly what's happened to us will eventually happen to you. But if you don't have this rich treasure of Sikh history and Gurbani's knowledge with you, and if you're empty-handed, there's nothing you'll be able to offer to the next generation that's going to come after you. It's why it's so important for you to take this time to come in and sit down and understand and go and read yourself and make that effort to understand it. It's painful history. But if we don't, if we forget our history, make no mistake, it's been proven again and again that history will repeat itself, which it did back in 1984 and continues to do that today. Because we've forgotten our history. We've forgotten our history, that's why it repeated itself in 1984 and continues today. When we forgot the identity of our Guru, the Gurbani, then we had doubts in our mind, who is our real Guru? Then we went astray, and then we started following some individuals in bodies. Go to the Khalsa News and watch some videos there. The lady's actually drinking. This old man has got his feet in a pot, and they're washing his feet and they're drinking the water right there while his feet are in. ਉਹਦੇ ਪੈਰ ਧੋ ਕੇ ਪੀ ਰਹੇ. That's Sikhism. You got an individual sitting there, there's lines and lines. Okay? Probably longer lines than the Boxing Day sale lines. People simply wanting to give a hug to this individual. He's sitting there, there's no sign of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And they're offering him money and everything. And what's his contribution to Sikhism? Who knows? Nothing. So we need to be alert at all times. And if we're not alert, we will actually end up drowning in the same flood the rest of the Sikh Panth is going into. And there will be no identity left. And it's, believe me, if we're ringing these alarm bells right now, there's a reason for it, because it's dissipating, it's disappearing fast. And there's very few selected left right now. And I compare that to, again, back to the Chamkaur, there's few. There's very few left in the world here that will actually make a stand right now, and willing to bear the consequences. But again, I always come back so we don't become pessimistic. Just look at the Chamkaur Digari. They were able to survive then and flourish into about 100 countries. That can happen again. Never give up. Just believe in Guru, and your only Guru is Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Seek his guidance. Make an effort, try to understand one shabd at a time, little bit at a time, and we can bring it back to the luster, just like that diamond it was before, and present it to the rest of the universe. This whole creation can actually take guidance from it. So with all that, I'm going to conclude at this stage. And I will send you this one if you wish, so you can actually keep on reading this one here. You'll at least, because I know sometimes when your parents want to listen, you don't understand. I was actually listening to another poem there yesterday. It's sung by Avtar Singh Tari. I will try to translate that one too, because it is gut-wrenching. Sikhi Dastan, and then he's actually described Chamkaur the Jangdahal, which means he's actually literally a conversation between Bhai Daya Singh and Dasam Pasha, and he's actually sung it beautifully. And I think once you understand the translation of that one here, you'll actually get the feeling that how unfortunate we are today to have walked away from Guru's word. So without all that, we're going to end, fold our hands, and we say, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.